Hey guys, welcome to today's false eyelash tutorial. So I have only recently been wearing false eyelashes for at least the past couple of years, which is technically not recently. Anyways, I know that there's a lot of people out there. I know for me, it was a little daunting getting into false eyelashes, and let's be honest, when it comes to eyeliner, when it comes to false eyelashes, they can still smell fear. So it's totally okay. It will always be a process. Same thing with anything with makeup, but I wanted to create this tutorial for some of you guys in case you were looking for some way or some resource to figure out how to do this for yourself and to guide you. I am here for you. Also, I'm doing a Sailor Moon look for the rest of this, which is what this makeup is for, and you're wondering where my hair went. It will be coming on later, so if you'd like to check that video out, the link is in the description below. Okay, so first things first is, of course, you want to make sure that you've already got all of your eyeshadow on and you have your eyeliner on as well. It's the most important thing to have a base or foundation for your eyelashes. Unless you have some really great eyelashes, sometimes it's totally cool to be able to put on your eyelashes first. However, for most cases, it will be putting eyeliner on first. That's the way to go. So anyways, I have already got my eyeliner on, and now what I'm going to do is put on my mascara. This is going to create kind of a foundation or like a base for the eyelashes, and it'll also kind of help them look and blend easier and better together. Some people actually prefer to put their mascara on just with their eyelashes. I don't do that because the times that I have used mascara with my eyelashes, it's totally ruined them. So you can do that, but I would not recommend. But again, this is just my way of doing it. So if whatever way works for you, go right ahead. So I'm just going to be using a L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. This was recommended to me by a friend, and I really like it. It's not too thick, and it really just it's just a really great mascara as far as just getting some length in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply my mascara as usual, except I'm not. Thought I got some mascara on my face, but we're good. I'm not going to go too heavy or as heavy as I usually would if I'm not wearing falsies, because I'm gonna be wearing falsies, so I'm just gonna just sort of coat my lashes there. That. And what I like to do is I like to go to the very base and then just kind of snuggle the wand in there. Okay, so I feel like that is enough mascara for now. So now I'm going to take out my eyelashes, and the eyelashes that I wear for my Sailor Moon cosplay are these Eyelure lashes, and I'm not exactly positive about the style. I can't remember the style, but Eyelure is an amazing brand for false eyelashes, especially if you're on a budget. They're absolutely gorgeous eyelashes. I don't know if you can really see those very well, but they're so huge and fluffy and just gorgeous, and I have totally just gotten that all excited. But anyway, so they're very fluffy and beautiful, and I really like using these for Sailor Moon because she has that really huge, like those huge tall anime eyes. So I really just feel like this gives it that kind of pizzazz. We'll go with that one. Anyways, so the first things first is whenever you pop open a new box of eyelashes, should have totally done that for this video, but we're good. So the first thing you want to do is whenever you have a new box of eyelashes, you want to tailor them to you. Don't ever put eyelashes the way that they're in the box directly onto your eyes. It's not going to work. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaotic. Just, yeah. I have had even a friend of mine who has the most beautiful, large, saucer eyes, and we were trying the eyelashes on, and at first I thought, oh my gosh, these fit you perfectly. This is amazing. I've never seen this before. and right after we glued them on, they pinched right up and totally fell off. So just don't try it. I'm gonna use these smaller eyelashes just as an example because you can kind of see more. They're not as thick, so you can see more of what's happening on here. But as you can tell, the eyelashes go from short and to long, short to long. So what you want to do is first, when you get them out of the package, is you want to try them on. So we're gonna, of course, use the small to, well, so we're just gonna pop them on and see. And of course they look great with my eyes now because I've already tailored them to my face, to my eyes. Anyways, so what's gonna happen usually is you can see that little line. Whenever they're longer, when you get them out of the box, they're gonna be a lot longer. So what you wanna see is from the eyelashes, whenever you cut or tailor your eyelashes to you, you always wanna cut from the inner corner first. Never cut from this part to tailor the eyelashes. You can always, if you see here, from what you cut from here, it's never gonna take away from the volume or the shape of the eyelash. So you're not really losing anything from cutting from the inner part of the eye that ways, if that makes any sense. So that's what you want to do first, is see, okay, so my eyelashes probably came to about here, and you don't want to go farther than this area right here unless you're doing a special look. Sometimes you can find eyelashes that you can always cut them up, you can stack them, you can do whatever you want with eyelashes, but you always want to start from that way first, and you don't want to cut too much either. It's always best to snip small parts at a time rather than cutting a whole half of your eyelash off and then there went that pair. I would recommend these little grooming scissors. You can find them at your local drugstore. I got these probably at CVS. And what you want to do, of course, is find, see if I can show that there. There we go. So this is the innermost corner of the eye. And so you want to be able to find, is it gonna focus there? I don't really think that helped. There we go. Okay, we'll try this way. You want to be able to find, if you see in the middle or like the little spaces in between the eyelashes, you want to try to cut in between those. Because you don't want, if you can see, these little lashes are bunched together, they're sewn together there. So you don't want to cut in the middle of that and then have it all ready and it looks great, and then you put the eyelashes on and then it's a huge hot mess. So you want to cut or find those little spaces in between, and that's really where you're going to be able to tell where you're going to cut, and that makes it a whole lot easier for you and just your sanity, because that's important. So anyways, now that you have gotten your eyelashes cut and tailored to you, of course, as you're snipping away, you want to try it on and see, okay, does this look good? How are we doing? How are we looking? Once you've gotten to that point where you go, okay, I'm ready to put these bad boys on, where do we go from here? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that's why I'm making this video. You want to get your eyelash glue. I recommend Duo. Duo is the best brand ever. They have clear, and they also have it dries like as a black gel. So I personally love to use the black gel because I feel like really the only time I ever wear falsies is when I am doing some type of eyeliner, just because that's just what I'm doing when I'm wearing falsies. So I feel like this blends in so much better with a black drying eyeliner gel. We did it. We got through that sentence. Anyways, I feel like it really just blends so much better with the eyeliner instead of having that clear glue and it looking clumpy and strange and odd, and it just not going really great together. So however, if that's what you like or if that's what works for you, go right ahead. If you were to do a look with false eyelashes where you're not putting on any eyeliner, then of course clear glue is going to be the best option for you, because you want to make it look like, hey, those are my eyelashes. I didn't put on false eyelashes. Anyways, so I recommend Duo, and I recommend this one specifically, and it's really great. Now that we have gotten that, we are going to take our first little eyelash band here. And please excuse my super old eyelash glue bottle. He's a trooper, okay? He's a trooper. Anyways, after I give my eyelash glue bottle some TLC, what you're gonna do is grab your eyelashes, and as you can see, there's this little band right here, and it's a little thicker just because I have worn these eyelashes just a few times. They're really great for so many wears. Eyelure is like literally the best brand besides Ardell. I recommend Ardell as well. They're really great, but Eyelure really has great dramatic eyelashes, and they're just absolutely gorgeous, and you really can't go wrong with any of their pairs. I mean, they're just really great. So you're going to take your eyelash glue, and once that starts happening, okay, so you want to take your eyelash glue here, and as you can see, it's just a little gray, and you're gonna start at the bottom, and it's okay, really take your time. You don't have to rush absolutely anything. Everything will be okay. You just want to line that little band there. Hope you can see that. And just make sure that all of that little band is covered, and it's gonna look a little spotty here because on this specific band of eyelashes, I have to put So once you're done putting the glue on, you're just gonna let him sit for a while and let him dry. Once you're done with that, of course, you're gonna move on to the other eyelash. As you can see, I'm just slowly inching it, and I'm using what's coming out of the tube to go along rather than continuously. Pumping it out and it getting everywhere. Now there are some really great things of eyelash glue where it's actually a wand and you can just paint it on the band of the eyelash, which is absolutely magical, but I just like this one. So we're gonna wait for that to dry, and then we will pop these bad boys on. Now, as we're waiting for this to dry, I will go ahead and let you guys know there are a few ways that you can go ahead and put on your eyelashes. For me, I know this is probably a sin. Forgive me, Father. However, I like to use my hands and my fingers to put on eyelashes. And some of you who don't wear fake eyelashes are probably wondering, what are you gonna use? Your armpits? Well, actually, it's funny you say that because, just kidding. A lot of people will use tweezers to put on their false eyelashes, and that's amazing, and it's a really great way to just pinch those bad boys in exactly where you want. However, I am a self-taught false eyelash wearer, so the way that I taught myself was using my hands and using my fingers, which is great, and I just feel most confident when I do that. So it's really up to you guys, and I would recommend, if you've never worn false eyelashes or you're really not comfortable with them, go buy a super cheap pair, get you some eyelash glue, and honey, practice with those before you get an amazing, gorgeous pair and you go to town on them, and then something gets messed up and then you feel so bad you can't use them, you know what I mean? So I recommend getting you a disposable pair. You just grab some really cheap ones and just cut them up, practice tailoring them, practice putting them on, see how it works. If you're using your hands or if you're using tweezers, at least practice. That's what I suggest first, if you are able to do that. Now, our eyelash glue is probably ready, and you can kind of, I hope you guys can kind of tell, but you can just tell that there's not as much of a sheen on the glue anymore, if that makes sense. It really just kind of looked like it's starting to seep into the eyelashes, which is totally not, it's just wrong. But anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and put these on. Now, let me see if I can get up close here. What you want to do is just kind of go over top of where you're looking. And what I try to do is match up the very end. You don't want to go too far out because it's going to look droopy and it's going to make you look very tired. And you don't want to go too far because no. So what I'm going to try to do is line this up. Oh. I'm going to gently just place it down. Before I put the rest of it on, I want to see, is that where I want it? If I do, then I start placing it down. If not, then I wiggle it over or I slide it over before putting the rest of the eyelash on. Try to put one part of the eyelash on the eye before putting the whole thing on and then it being stuck and then you having to start from literally square one. So that is where I want it. And I just want to try and place it there. We've waited just the right amount of time. So now it is just drying perfectly. If you put on your eyelashes too early when the glue is still super wet, it's not going to stick to your eyes because the glue is still drying and it's not tacky enough to really adhere to your eyes. So you want to wait, I don't know, however long we were talking for, maybe 15 seconds, could be 25, 30, really whatever. Just kind of watch the eyelashes, the eyelash glue and see how it's looking, and then you want to place it on there. You want to make sure it's not dry and you want to make sure it's not too slippery. There's a happy medium right in there that allows the glue to work its magic. So that being said, this one is probably ready to go. As you can kind of see, it's not nearly as shiny and this part even almost looks dry. So again, I'm holding the edge, I'm holding the like very end part of the eyelash here. And that's gonna give me control. And as you can see, there's this little part right here. And that's really what I'm using as my guide when I look like this. You can hold on to like the very end part of the eyelash, see how it curls. Place down one part first. It's okay that it's sticking up. Is that where I like it? I could probably squinch them over a little bit. Simple. And then I just start pressing it down. And you will feel a little cold wetness. That is the glue, and that is fine. Try to keep your eyes still as possible, and I'm really just pressing the eyelash down. I'm pressing the eyelash down just to make sure that he is on there. Oh, hello. That he is on there. If it's too early for the eyelashes, yes, they're very intense. If it's too early for the eyelashes and the glue is not dry, when you start pressing down just to make sure that the eyelashes are really on there and there are no parts that are sticking up, it's gonna start slipping around everywhere. And that's how you know that it's way too early, which is fine. Leave it as it is, try to let it dry. You can even take it right back off, let it dry for a few minutes, and then try to put it back on. Now, if you do curl your eyelashes, which I don't, past very bad traumatic experiences growing up, you would want to curl your eyelashes, of course, before your mascara, and then put your mascara on, and then your falsies. That's if you do that. I personally don't do that, but it's up to you. You never want to curl your eyelashes with your falsies on because you're going to destroy the eyelashes and very well take everything that you just worked so hard to get on there off. So now that that is good, if you have tweezers, you can always tweeze in between where your real eyelashes are and the falsies right back there, just to make sure that they're close. Because sometimes, if you've ever noticed someone wearing false eyelashes and there's like a huge gap between their actual eyelash and then the false eyelashes, and you're like, okay, that's a way to do that. Or you can just use your fingers, of course, after everything is dry, and just I don't usually do that, but because whenever I do put my false eyelashes on, whenever I get that part, that end part that I was talking about, and I put it down, I'm making sure that I'm going all the way to the very part where I feel my eyelashes. And then from there, I stick and I go this way. That way I have that guide and I'm really able to put it in place where I want it. So after you've put on your false eyelashes, if you notice there are any gaps, like here, as you can see, my eyeliner sort of ends there. So, depending on your look, but this is what I'm doing for mine, I would go in and just kind of connect that. Now, of course, it's gonna look a little different because these eyelashes are so intense right off the bat from the very first part of my eyes, inner parts of my eyes, if that makes any sense. So I'm not going to continue that. I feel like it's really good enough. But also, if your eyelashes are a little smaller and you notice, hey, there's a part of maybe my eyelash glue or something like that you feel like is just dried weird or creates a spot, or even like at the frontwards, you can always go over it with your eyeliner to cover up any imperfections. And especially in between here, be very careful, don't stab your eye with this, but you can just go in. I'm not getting that inner part of my inner waterline of the eye. I'm just going in and just darkening any places that might have been dry, which I don't really see any, and you can even go over top. This is the beauty of the dark eyelash glue though, is you don't have to do that most of the time. It's really just kind of making sure it all looks good, it all looks seamless. There's a part here you can see, and it's a little light. And that is probably just from touching my waterline on the bottom from using that white eyeliner. So that is it for today's false eyelash tutorial. I hope this really helped you guys, and let me know if you guys have any other questions on false eyelashes or any other products I might use. I will put every product that I mentioned down in the description box below for you, but if you have any other questions or you need anything, or if you're interested in any other tutorials like this, like how to do tutorials, would you like to see my foundation routine? Would you like to see what foundations I use as a pale gal? Anything like that, please let me know down in the comments below. And I'm so excited for you guys, and I hope this helps. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!